Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Doctor, and today we're going to be doing our second character overview, Rairyuu, today. Rairyuu is a ranged gunner. He is a MR unit, SSR in JP. He's a dark element, so if you're already leveling a UR dark unit, you may want to wait until that UR is finished before you start leveling Rairyuu. He is affiliated with Fennis. He's main gunner. His second job is Thief, which you'll probably be using the most, I would imagine. And then his last job is Red Mage. In terms of the MR tier list posted on the wiki right now, he is rated as S rank next to Mont and Ishtola, two other units that I would highly recommend that you look into. His stats are going to be Dex plus 15%, critical damage plus 15%, and range plus 1 for his master ability. Now, if you forgot, your master ability is gotten at level 40, and it is something that is just quested, simple to get, everyone has access to it. His base stats, you'll see he has pretty high dexterity, pretty high speed and attack. He has very high luck as well, and once he is fully maxed, he will have 1,410 HP. Now for his stat bonus on his ability board, he does get TP plus 9 and starting AP plus 2, which is fantastic. He gets another attack plus 39, which is not as high as normal, but you do see down below here that he has an attack plus 20% and a critical hit rate plus 8. So I think that helps to balance him out. His magic, he gets plus 37. I don't think people are going to be using his Red Mage sub-job that often. I could be wrong, but I think more than likely what's going to happen is that people are going to be using him as his Thief. And if you're using him for magic, well, there's probably going to be something else going on there. Now, he does have an STMR, and his STMR is called Gun of the Dark Knight. It has HP plus 102, accuracy plus 13, and attack plus 82. It also has a very nifty effect on it, which has a chance to inflict blind whenever he is attacking. For his primary abilities are that of the gunner. And you can see here we have Take Aim, so increasing shooting range plus 1 for self and allies within the area. That's the one that your AI is just going to be super happy to use all the time. It's a PETA. He's going to use it non-stop. I'm sorry. Next you have Blackout. Now, I do have some experience with Blackout because my Fina actually uses and has Blackout. And the problem that I encounter with Blackout is I actually have trouble getting the hitbox correct. Now, it does have a very weird, like, close range you can't hit, but farther range you can hit. But there's also a limit in terms of height difference, and with the variability of terrain in our maps right now, I just find it difficult to pull off. You're going to find the same thing with aim legs, which inflicts immobilize on enemies. In terms of PvP, this might be incredibly powerful. If this were PvP, I would be using him nonstop. He's known to be a great PvP attacker, but in terms of PvE, this is actually rather hard to pull off, I've noticed. Concentrate increases his shooting range plus 2 and decreases his evasion. You'll probably be setting this one. Counter Shot has a chance to counterattack when damage is taken. You'll probably be setting that one as 2. He gets Advice at job level 5, which is increased crit rate and crit rate for areas as well. It's the same space pattern as Take Aim. Shot Mastery increases shooting attack. You're probably going to be definitely using that depending on what situation you're in. Double Shot deals moderate damage to the target consecutively. This could actually be used as an elemental chaining technique, I bet. I would have to see how it fully works myself, but I imagine you'll probably be using this at a 6-star. There are a lot of other techniques his 6-star will probably have you be using, though. One of those being Arm Shot down here, which has a chance to inflict disable to it. If Double Shot were to deal damage, Arm Shot is really like the PvP equivalent of kicking your ass. It has disable, which is critical in PvP. And if you can pull off an arm shot, you're probably not going to be pulling off a double shot. Finally, he has Vital Shot, which deals moderate damage to the target with a high chance of critical and moves it one space away. Again, you might have to weigh your options. This one has more range and more flexibility than the double shot does, so it's possible that you're going to be using this technique a little bit more. It's one of those things that's just going to go in and out between where you're positioned your gunner and how conscious you are of the space around you. This flexibility, though, even though all of them are kind of obnoxious to pull off, this flexibility really allows him to be successful in a PvP environment. Now, for his sub-job, he has Thief, and if there's one thing that I really love about Thief sub-jobs, it's going to be the passive Thieves Way, which gives a move +1 and increases speed. Movement in this game, so powerful. Maybe not so much for Rairyuu, because he has such a long-ranged attack, but I could still see it being critical in terms of getting him to attack faster or getting him to that one spot closer in the PvP environment where maybe this lets you traverse the map and you can get one shot off, where if it was the other player's turn starting, they might not be able to hit you. So something to think about. I would definitely set this, and it would definitely be one of those things where it can be flow in and out. Steal Eyesight decreases accuracy to target for 3 turns. Again, flexible, probably will never use it. Lurk in the Dark increases zone evasion. This is what the AI is going to spam on you. Steal. Now, Steal in this game you probably will use. If you are a free-to-play player, fun little fact here, you can actually steal Gill Snappers from the Gill Snappers missions. So using Steal is something that is actually pretty viable. You might enjoy it. Quick Action for counter. It has a chance to increase own speed for 1 turn when damage is taken. It's only for 1 turn, and I think you would rather have the counter attack move from his main job gunner. Again, I can't speak for you, but only increasing your speed for 1 turn is kind of meh in my mind. Mug deals moderate damage to the target and has a chance to steal an item from it. Again, an upgraded version of Steal. This one deals damage. You might find more use for it. It could be used on Gill Snappers. I have heard that the AI actually likes to use Mug, so you might want to just get Mug so that he can use Mug when you're doing your quick farming and bust it out that way. Increases AP gain, more of a PvE item. I wouldn't set this all the time, but it's nice to have. Confuse Dagger deals moderate damage to the target and has a chance to inflict Confuse on it. What's great about this technique is that it has such huge range. However, most of the time I think you're going to be using one of your other techniques instead of Confuse Dagger, such as Steal Time. Now, this has been touted as one of the most important abilities in the entire game, and this is why you're going to want to have your Rairyuu set as Thief Sub all the time. It halves CT count for the target and increases your own speed for 3 turns. Not only that, it can be used consecutively. So if you are just a little bit faster than one of your enemy's units, you could have their CT, have your unit cut in front of their other units, and then even potentially have another Steal Time attack before that unit has even attacked. Now, of course, you would have to have a really high speed stat, so you would have to go for this build in particular, but this is something where you could just continually delay the opponent's attack, and this might be something where you're in the game and an opponent in PvP has a Medina and she hasn't used her limit break yet, and you're just like, I'm gonna get up there, I know I can't kill her, maybe I can't disable her, but I'm gonna slow her down, I'm gonna delay that limit break, maybe until your Stern is able to get up and Paralyzing Blade one-shot her. So you're gonna see most of the time people setting Rairyuu as Thief Sub. He does also have Red Mage Sub. Now, Red Mage Sub is one of the weirder subs for him. I wouldn't jump into it very often. Almost all of this is trash. I do think Jammer Thrust is interesting, being able to deal heavy magic damage to the target and prevent the target from casting an ability. Maybe, for example, you are rolling a really high mage comp with really good mage cards on all of your characters, so you have really high party magic buffs, this might be a situation where you bring him in and you're going to use him for his jamming thrust, or for his cure, or for his sleep, or for his Asuna. Blessing of Mages increases magic resistance. Maybe you're going up against a high magic team. Could also be useful. Again, it's situational. He has very situational builds, and I would very rarely use his red mage. You do have Magic Reflex, which has a chance to evade magic decks. I'm not sure what the percentage is. There's no information of that online, and it doesn't talk about the different tiers. So I'm not going to be able to tell you whether you should be investing in that or if you should be investing in something else. Finally, we do have his elemental resistances, his status immunity resistances, his awakening materials, and his limit breaks. You can see he has a 15% weakness to slashing damage. He has a 15% resistance to pierce, and he has increased 15% damage to magic. He takes 15% increase from light. He's more susceptible to sleep, resists paralyze. He's a little bit more susceptible to charm, and he actually has a little bit of a susceptibility to disable. His awakening materials are going to be 247 stones, 257 souls. So compared to a Stern, if you haven't watched my awakening video on this, he's actually going to be substantially easier to level up than a 6-star UR unit. That would be like Stern and Ziza. He's also going to have more sort of capability in terms of his PvP involvement and the work he'll do for you in PvP. His limit break, very similar. He's going to cost 500 limit break shards to fully limit break. Goes 20, 40, 80, 160, and 200, and he should be fully limit breaked at that point. Now, in terms of overall notes for this character, he is one that is on my bench right now since I have Stern and I am developing Stern. Although everything that I hear about him, I keep hearing he's amazing in PvP, he's incredible in PvE, and he's one of those characters that's going to be with us for a long time, that's extremely viable. And for those of you that are looking for a Dark Element character to invest in, now would be the time to invest in him, because with the training equipment update that we got a really great MR gun weapon that just came out, and everyone has access to that. So all of you can get a great MR weapon for him, and you can start his journey there. Alright, you guys, this is the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I am pretty new at this, so forgive me if I do say a lot or if I seem to stutter. I do try and do these in one takes so that I'm not here editing the videos all day. I did try something different with the layouts of all my information this time. I would love to hear if you liked this one better or if you liked my previous video better. I'm trying to find a format for our character reviews that people will be able to digest and easily see all the relevant information for the characters. And so I'm trying to take that information and post it all in my videos, almost like a PowerPoint presentation. If you guys need any more of the resources or want to know where I got this information, it'll all be in my comments section, or sorry, not in my comments section, in my information section. Please feel free to drop by my Discord and come say hello. Thank you so much and have a good rest of your evening.